You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have...
How many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence?
Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe.
I'm sorry. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the
you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't have done that before. That's not an immediate. No, you wouldn't have done that before. That's not who I am. That's not what I believe.
It is the reality the left has created.
You truly, in your heart of hearts, truly believe that this is a human being. This,
without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
This is a dolphin fetus.
So let me.
Without a doubt, a dolphin fetus is a human being. This is a human fetus. Look how similar they look, but quite different.
Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
When blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today, they were less murderous, there was less break-ins. Why is that? And the data shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad, it was evil, but what happened?
A certain skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. Oh, wow, look how far blacks have come. It has now become a racial complaining day. Remember what BLM stands for: burn, loot, and murder.
Yeah, DEI stands for one of the biggest. Didn't earn it, just so we're clear.
Can we also acknowledge, due to the laws under Jim Crow, that black people were significantly hindered from economic advancement?
This is a really important question. The data shows not really. Black Americans are poorer today in 2024 than they were in the 1950s. The disappearance of the black father has been the #1 driver of black poverty in this country. We at least agree that black dads not being around is a bad thing.
Anyone's father not being around is a bad thing. Starting in the 1980s and continuing onward, there's been a war on drugs. Is this correct?
I like the war on drugs. Blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. That's not a war on drugs, that's a culture problem. Why are so many blacks committing murders outside of their population? So we've spent $20 trillion on uplifting black communities, $20 trillion, and black Americans are poor. Food stamps, subsidized housing, Medicaid, public schooling, subsidized college. We're talking about $20 trillion that's been spent on the Great Society, and yet black America is poorer, more murderous, more dangerous.
Part of equity
what does equity mean?
is
you mean taking
allowed
from other people?
George Floyd pardon, and I just want to know
Yes,
what your
ma'am.
reasoning was about that.
Well, George Floyd didn't die because of the police officer. He died largely because of a drug overdose.
But he had his knee on his neck. And we all saw the video.
But the knee on the neck is actually an approved police technique that police departments taught Derek Chauvin to use. Do you know that George Floyd was saying, "I couldn't breathe," well before that restraining technique? And
So why'd they use the technique if he already couldn't breathe?
Well, because he was actually resisting arrest, and they had to restrain him. And they restrained him in a way that they were taught to do, which is the knee on the neck technique.
Okay, so when does the technique end? Like when they die? Like he said he couldn't breathe.
No, I mean the technique ends when the individual stops resisting arrest. His cause of death was not asphyxiation; it was drug overdose. He had
that was a part of it. Like he also had a heart thing, and like he was on drugs, but like he wouldn't have just died if he was standing there. Like they had their knee on his
there's an
neck.
argument to be made. According to the medical examiner, he was drug overdosing in real time. That it wasn't because of the police officer Derek Chauvin that put his knee on the neck. And again, they were taught to do that. According to the Hennepin County Police Department, they teach that as an approved restraint technique. And by the way, this is just a broader point. Our whole country blew up because of this incident, and it was largely based on a lie. Largely based on a lie. We were all
What was the lie?
The lie is that there was a white police officer that went after a black person just because he was black, and it just wasn't true. He was resisting arrest.
Okay, but he killed him. Like that doesn't.
Well, again, the county medical examiner disagrees. The county medical examiner in the original report.
So then why did he get sentenced?
Exactly.
Like,
That's a good
no,
question.
I'm saying.
Okay, what's your question? Why did you say that the civil rights bill should be overturned?
I didn't say that. I said it was a mistake.
Why? That's crazy.
Now you gotta figure it out.
I wouldn't be here. That's trouble.
Who's that? People are allowed to talk about black culture in a way that white culture cannot. For example, black people can go up and say that there's a baby mama problem in black America, and white people are not allowed to say that. Oh, I just did. So what are you gonna do? Cancel me? Black people are allowed to say. Black people are allowed to say.
I'm a grown man. I got way too much
Black people are allowed to say that there is a systemic fraud issue within the PP loan application in black America. Black people are much easier to able to say that black individuals, despite being 13% of the American population, commit 55% of the murder. If most white people say that at a job, they would get fired for being a racist. I don't care because I say whatever I want. So black individuals have much more intellectual public freedom than white people do. If a white person were to come up and say, you know, black America really needs to get its act together and stop sleeping around all the time and it needs to actually have
why would you
because it's true. Because
why would you just walk up to someone and talk and attack their culture from the outside?
Well, hold on. Let's look at the evidence. You said to myself, you said there's all these people suffering in Chicago. There's all these people that are terrible. I'm telling you why. It's because there's been bad decisions that have been institutionalized. Let me finish. And rap artists and athletes and people at the top level of black society that refuse to ever challenge the core rot in black America, which is that they are allowing degeneracy and hedonism to eat the soul of what once was a beautiful black culture, and instead they go around saying it's the boogeyman of racism, the white man is out to get you, and the result is black America is doing worse than it was in the 1960s. That is the contention, period.
It's not just that. It's a culture. It's so much deeper than the present day we are in. I don't know why you're pretending like it just doesn't matter.
What doesn't matter? You mean things that happen? Again, I've been through this multiple times. Let me just ask you one.
You're not listening to understand. You're listening to reply.
No, I'm doing both actually. And so, but let me just ask one final question, right? Which is that you have your entire future ahead of you. When you are hired for a job, would you rather be hired because of your race or because of how qualified you are?
It doesn't boil down to just that.
That's what DEI is, man.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
it is
not.
Definitionally the hiring of people.
They're not just going to immediately see. You
get extra points if you're black with DEI. That's how it works. Racial quotas elevate people based on the color of their skin.
So do you think I got extra points to come here?
I don't know. You said you were qualified. But affirmative action was institutionalized in Harvard and in Texas and a lot of other places. We know this. So again, TU, we don't like them, right? So, but again, I just want to I want to just repeat this point. Where can I go to work that you can't?
It's not just that.
Exactly. There is nothing that is preventing black people from prospering. Nothing. The only thing is that you guys have been hypnotized to be victims of your own mind. To think as if there's a white person out to get to it.
I'll tell you what. A lie, don't care who tell it. Just like a fart, don't care who smelled it. yo, hey. Cause it can get funky. Texas, take you, bitch made motherfuckers. I see what y'all did to Lil Shawty. Y'all expelled her for putting her hands on somebody that had up a RIP, this guy here sign. And then y'all posted that long ass statement talking about this, that, and the third. Y'all check it out, read that shit if y'all feel like reading it. I don't feel like reading that shit though. I just overheard them bitch made motherfuckers doing what they know to do. And that's why I don't fuck with them. Cause when that coach said the shit about slavery and obeying masters and shit, they didn't terminate him on the spot after they got wind of it. No, they did not. That's why they gotta be all these bitches and hoes. Cause that's not what they done. Like they built that statue over there across from Tech, where they do all of the protesting at. Right off University. They put that shit up because what Lubbock County bitch ass did was accuse an innocent black man of committing crimes that he didn't commit. Got that man locked up. The man died in prison. I never have jail motherfucking tales, but I got one. I talked to the hoe ass motherfucker who actually did the shit. And he got to be a hoe ass nigga because the shit he did is no justification for it. He's a hoe ass motherfucker. I should probably had his name on deck, but this a freestyle. Cause that shit inspired me. Back to the topic. They got the statue of that man for doing that. And I spoke with Buddy that actually did that, and he's a hoe because he could have saved the man's life. He knew he done that, let the man die, and then told that he wasn't the one who did that. Imagine that. So, with that shit being said, let me cover their bases on the black on black shit. That's our fucking business. O-U-R-O. Because majority of the time, we trying to come get who we trying to get. Them mass shootings and shit, that's Buddy and them. They the ones still going to churches and schools and elementaries and whacking shit. Children, on purpose. Neither her nor her. Buddy was a fucking liar. And he got popped by his own people. It's kinda how it should go. That was bad at the motherfucking boy Charleston White, because he said he didn't give a fuck about him. They didn't give a fuck about him dying, or why they killed him. Damn. But he was a no good motherfucker. I ain't gonna be foolish enough and get on my channel and say he deserved this, that, and the third. I'll say this though. He said a lot of fucked up shit. Because he knew that them points was gonna go viral, and he said it with that intent. And it's crazy how it panned out and happened. How it's your own people that popped that tater tot. That had the ketchup splooshing up out of you. That's unfortunate for anybody that loved him. But I key in on for anybody that loved him. Because Buddy said some wild shit about MLK. And then after he dies, people want to try to put that man's face with MLK face. After he tried to throw all the dirt on him, he's a womanizer and he beats women and whoop, whop, wham, bam, yeah, boy, boy. Shut the fuck up, nigga. In 1940s, black people was better. And you saying shit like that, and then Texas Tech want to go and put a speech up on his behalf? Just say you're not going to tolerate it on either side, but they're not going to do that. Because Texas Tech is the type of place that would have let that man come and speak on their campus that hate speech. Texas Tech to do that. They would have done that. They'd have had a whole little thing for his ass to come. History lesson. The name of Lubbock, Texas got something to do with with a motherfucker that was fighting on the losing side of that war for our freedom. What that snake head with a rat body ass nigga say? Young Thug say? Well, whoop-de-doo. So it ain't never gonna be surprising to me. And I ain't trying to paint my city like this motherfuckers around here with KKK hoods on and this, that, and the third. No, that's not happening. But you take your silly ass in that courtroom down here. And it's election time. Go on and do it. They'll make an example about your ass. Go on and don't drop that pistol when they pull up on that scene. And watch them do it. Have anything that looks like or resembles a weapon when they pull up and said baby mama or girlfriend, hell, maybe even, you know what I'm saying? And you be that color they gonna say they fear for their life, and they gonna put that fire on your ass. So no, they ain't no people just run. They ain't running rampant around here disrespecting. I'm not trying to paint that picture, but I do want motherfuckers to know the real truth about these motherfuckers at that Texas Tech. Like my nigga Tate used to say, my nigga Tate, R.I.P. I can tell when a motherfucker don't like me. And them motherfuckers never came to my high school. When I was in high school, they got their little sign up there with the Matador ooh-wop now. They ain't fucking with us like that. They done had some stars come from up out of there. They got Patrick Mahomes immortalized around this motherfucker on a few buildings. And this ain't no disrespect to Nick Patty, to Patrick Mahomes. His ethnicity is not up for question. He was coming down here to go to college, so he was doing college shit, and that's smart on his behalf. Patrick Mahomes ain't fucking with no hood of any kind, and I'm not saying he should. And even with that being said, if you good and on that team, they gonna treat you right, like royalty. You can break the law, and they gonna figure out how to wiggle you about that money to the best of their ability. If you out there really playing good for them, I will give them that. But they recruit from outside the city for the most part. Yeah. But that's for another time. With a white buddy getting squished like that by his people, and then the town out here expelling people from Texas Tech because they out here rumbling because they got heated. I ain't saying put your hands on nobody. I wouldn't advise it unless you can take that time or take whatever come with it. Don't fucking do it. Neither here nor there. Ran over. And if you got this far in this video, that means you one of my earliest. One of my AMs. And you done subscribe. And you part of this motherfucking clan and tribe. You understand me? Appreciate you for fucking with me. Even though it's been, the quality been kind of poop on the voice because I lost my motherfucking mic. But the level up about to come from out the dark. And I ain't even know that shit. Huh? Like he didn't even know he was gonna get his. Or maybe he did. Unfortunate for anybody who loved him. That's my final take.
I don't know motherfucking Charlie Kirk. I ain't never heard of Charlie Kirk till yesterday. And man, stop fucking with me about white folk. I don't give a fuck about no white boy dying. They killed by another white boy. That's white on white crime. That's Peckerwood violence. Fuck, I'm butting my nose. I got all the nigga shit. I care about nigga killing nigga. Fuck, I give a fuck about cracker killing cracker. Fuck. Nigga, a red bird and blue bird don't fly together. The fuck I give a fuck about? I don't even know Charlie Kirk. Don't give a fuck about him or now motherfucking me. Ain't give a fuck about that white boy getting killed. Nigga, I'm fucking hoe, having fun and fighting niggas. Fuck, I got time to worry about white on white violence.
Is pedophilia wrong?
Pedophilia I consider to be wrong because it is actively damaging someone else, right?
But what if they say they're a minor attracted person and it's pro-social to be with a young person? Why are they wrong?
Do you know what pro-social means? Like pro-social means, there's like pro-social and antisocial behaviors. It's like a theory of social psychology. Pro-social generally means like working together, socialization.
No, they're socializing with an 8-year-old. Why is that wrong?
Okay, that's not socializing and you know it.
Based on the facts available, absolutely guilty.
Okay. Now, O.J. Simpson.
Oh, absolutely guilty.
Okay. George Zimmerman.
No, self-defense. He was acquitted by a jury of his peers.
Now, if we're going based on facts, what makes the Carmelo Anthony and the George Zimmerman case different?
George Zimmerman was hunted at night by Trayvon Martin at 2 a.m., and the stand your ground law allows you to stand your ground up against people that wish you harm. Carmelo Anthony, with that Austin Metcalf, who he murdered in cold blood, said, "Don't touch me" at a high school track meet, said one thing he didn't like, took out a knife, and then brutally stabbed him to death. Those are not moral equivalents. George Zimmerman and Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony are on different planets morally. Don't ever compare them. That is incredible moral confusion. And I thought you would be smarter than that.
I am. So I want to debate, how is it hunting when it was confirmed by the police department that that George Zimmerman followed him? It was the other way around.
Again, the facts around the George Zimmerman case, I'll admit, are a little bit rusty. It's been 10 years since that case. What I remember is this. It was highly scrutinized.
Right.
The jury was bipartisan. He was fully acquitted. And when all the facts came out, it was legitimate self-defense. Now, if that ends up happening in the Carmelo Anthony case, I guess I'll reevaluate it.
Right.
But again, they're not even close to in the same moral dimension.
But I would argue that they are, because George Zimmerman was told to stand back by the police department. He had no authority to follow him. And it was a self-defense case where the problem is, he who dies does not get to testify. The only fact that was presented in court was based on George Zimmerman's testimony.
Okay, I want to speed this up. I don't think people even know who George Zimmerman is in this audience. This
This
was a decade ago.
So we could go with O.J. Simpson.
Well, which crime of O.J. Simpson are we talking about? Because he was incarcerated twice.
Well, the crime of the murder.
Okay.
What makes you believe that he's guilty if you're going based on fair law judgment rather than emotional bias?
Again, you really think that was a fair trial? First of all, the police screwed up a lot of stuff. Let's just be honest. The police was the reason why O.J. Simpson was accused. They reached too far. They wanted to get a guilty verdict too much. Kardashian pounced on
abortion
it.
to the Holocaust.
Absolutely, I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse. It's worse. Like a capitalist every single day, Cenk. I live as a capitalist. Okay? I live what I believe. What do? I get charity every single year. Hold on. Come on, Cenk. Let's go.
Do you truly, in your heart of hearts, truly believe that this is a human being? This?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt?
Yes.
This is a dolphin fetus.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
What the f? I'm sorry. Is this
It means little human being.
Ooh, his smile is very creepy. Okay.
Smiling is creepy?
No, your smile specifically.
You are a culture warrior. I believe when everything is done, Mr. Kirk, people will see you and the people you've supported as corrupt, as selling the country out to the lowest bidder, and of doing irreparable damage to a country I'm sure we all deep down love.
The difference,
I think you will have to reckon with that.
Difference
Mr. Kirk.
is when I think skin color is kind of a distraction. I think that we're actually a lot more complex than the melanin content in our skin. I think we're actually a more decent country and a more decent people when we stop fixating on skin color and start talking about character. If only someone talked about that in our country 50 years ago.
Look at me, everybody. Look at me. Look at me.
You.
Homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Fuck your homie dead.
They just recently paid it off. For 300 years, they fought against Marbury College.
I've yet to receive my reparations for slavery.
You don't deserve it.
Why?
Hey, if you're talking about slavery, Africa still has 2 million slaves to this day. Okay, your ancestors said. You didn't do shit.
No, you didn't.
What did you do today?
Black Americans
You woke up free. You woke up free. You woke up, you ate breakfast. You did everything.
And you're arguing with the
You're
woman.
a free woman. You're a free woman. No, because you're making an invalid point. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, that guy
Yeah, murder's bad, right? Yeah, murder's bad.
Because of America.
Yeah, murder's bad.
And he died by a fucking gun that he
You're out of breath and you're crying, so
I'm
relax
not.
yourself.
I'm crying because you have no taste for people of color who die every day in different countries.
Big
You
yap
don't.
fest.
You
I
don't.
do. I didn't like his takes
You
on
have
this.
no empathy, and it shows.
You're justifying
it
murder.
fucking shows. 2000
You're justifying
kids
murder.
die every fucking day.
You're justifying
I'm
murder.
not.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not.
You're just
He
like
wanted
the
to
people.
die by that
You're
gun.
just like the
He
people.
went for gun
He
laws.
wanted to.
He said. He said, unfortunately, we should accept gun laws with a few deaths every year. And you should accept gun laws. That's what he fucking deserves.
You got worms in your brain. Please get fixed.
I tell y'all, I don't like nobody. Nobody. I don't know what made white people think they were exclusive. I don't like nobody. Jews, niggers, Asians, blacks, whites, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, dogs, horses, fish, roaches, worms, butterflies, ants. Nigga, I don't like nothing. White people don't have no problem with this black on black crime. Smoking on Tuka, they didn't have no. So now we smoking on Charlie Kirk. Too far. Too far. Oh my goodness. So y'all didn't go too far with George Floyd. He has a family. Come on, white people, don't be hypocrites. So y'all didn't go too far with he shot the black lady in the house. The police did. I believe heaven and hell is bullshit fairy tale. Because if people believed in heaven and hell, then there was no way white people would be as evil as they are. There's no way white people would be as evil as they are if hell really exists. grow up with babies and children and separate families and take kids from their parents. Come on, there's no way heaven or hell can be real with what white people have done, because if hell was real, that would be the very exact place that most Caucasian people would go because of slavery. Because of slavery.
Hello out there, man. So Big Floyd, man. He said, man, I'm back at it, man. Workout game, getting back on up, man. You know, I went through some things, man. I had to bounce back, man. I'm just sharing right now. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, people quick to count you out, man, but just so strict on counting you in. You know? One thing about old Floyd, man, I love the world. I ain't putting on, ask anybody that know me, then they know me. You know, because, like, people be acting like they be scared to embrace God, worrying about what the next man gonna say and all that. Man, you better get down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't here to show out and all that. You know, this here just to motivate somebody who want to work out. They might need it, or whatever you're going through, man. Man, don't let Instagram fool you, man, and get you depressed looking at what other people doing and all that, man. I love you, man. Big